Love sunglasses.
Brilliant. All righty. So hello, everybody, and welcome to the 17th transmission of the Intergalactic Council of Three with myself and Lori. We may have our beloved soul sisters or brothers joining us later. We may not. It's a surprise every week as to who shows up.
It's always a great surprise when people show up, though.
I know. And if the universe intends it just to be us two, then that's what we will do. And we're just having a little chat next door to each other. Lori, I picked a couple of Kalimera essences to share to start with our evening. The colours don't show too well, but the Peridot is a very light lime green. That sort of catches it, but not. Yeah, just about there. Yeah,
it's a little. Yep.
So I'm going to spray Peridot for us collectively. So we just share that through the quantum universe.
What does that represent?
So Peridot, right? 3D glasses. Very quickly, so you can't see my eyes. So this beautiful bottle, Peridot. Oh, yes, that shows okay, actually, the colour. That's quite,
right there it does. Yep.
That's quite true. This is a fourth dimensional crystal heart of the Earth goddesses, and it lights up the hearts of humanity with its golden green glow. This crystalline energy connects us to all the information we need to feel on purpose in our lives and living the golden age. The Peridot reminds us that we are precious and unique. Everything we have ever experienced till now was to prepare us for this moment in time, where we fully claim our female divine power to create wealth and lead others as the new age facilitator. This essence will bring support to anyone with depression and stops one from feeling paralyzed through not being able to see clearly which way to turn. Peridot asks us to open our higher heart to the ancient wisdom of the goddesses and to remember our mission to be joyful and in love. So that's beautiful Peridot. And then I paired that with Sandalphon, which is that just glorious golden.
Okay, yeah, I was going to say, it really
yellow colour.
The gold one.
And that's pretty much what it looks like as well. So we'll have a little bit of Sandalphon. Yeah, having it, sharing it with intention. And in fact, Sandalphon has this beautiful, lively energy. There's like a.
It looks like it might be like an opalescent or something in there.
Absolutely, like an opalescence with glitter, with gold glitter in it. So it's incredibly lively.
I just want that on my skin. You just put it all over. I'm just like,
I know. And this is what Sandalphon, it's pale gold in the Kalimera system, and this is what Sandalphon is. Known as the twin of Archangel Metatron, Sandalphon's energy is joyful, grounding, celebratory, and expansive. He rings with laughter, enabling us to see the funny side of life and not to take anything too seriously. His golden light encompasses us, offering warmth and all-embracing love, and reminding us that life was always meant to be joyful. He's very strong and helps us strengthen our inner core essence, soothing the central nervous system and allowing us to be present in the here and now. Sandalphon has a deep connection with music and musicians and encourages us to appreciate the beauty of sound. He helps us to recognize that each of us has a unique note to play, and that when we do so, we contribute to the whole. Without our particular note, the music would be incomplete.
That's beautiful.
Which is lovely. So I thought we'd ring in a little bit of Sandalphon with our beautiful sound.
I love how those look like little spaceships.
I know they do, and they've got little hieroglyphs on as well, and I've no idea what they mean or what they stand for.
See, this is where we need Alicia.
Yes, exactly. I brought them from a beautiful little gentleman on a market stall in Leamington Spa, and he travels over to the east. I think it was to Kathmandu, and he has a a special relationship with some of the local tradespeople there. And he buys things directly from source, from the artisan, the incredible people that make these beautiful things, my singing bowl, the finger cymbals and everything. And then he brings them back to the UK, and he takes his profits back to them and puts the money into their collective.
That's beautiful. I love that.
And I was just drawn to his stall because he just had this most beautiful, soft, loving energy, so generous of spirit. And I spent quite a lot of money there, I have to say. Just yes, my singing bowl, my cymbals. I got a lovely single bell with most beautiful tones. So yeah, feels good.
Well, along with the tones, I love that. It's like making the music.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
Our own little frequency.
Oh, I know, in our little frequency. So having done my reading now, I can safely put back my glasses. So I'm back at the right frequency again. And Lori, I've had a meeting with a lovely colleague, and I'm going to wave to Mark HT, who watches us.
Hi, Mark.
And we've been talking about soul contracts.
Yeah.
And his equivalent is in sort of, I suppose, more commercial speak, is about being on purpose. Mm-hmm. And it's the same understanding, just using different phraseology, different nomenclature to explain what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. And it's I've been talking about soul contracts for so long that I've forgotten that there was a day when I didn't know what a soul contract was.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And I was trying to frame in my head what did I believe before that day that someone shared with me the concept of soul contract. How did I make sense of my massively chaotic life?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what was the point of it? I mean, I think I've always believed in fate and destiny, but that didn't give me any sense of anything particular to myself. You know, there was just this concept of destiny, of things would be fated, meetings, you know, bumping into somebody, whatever. But
right, and not looking at like how there's a connection.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, but right.
It sort of finished at that point, so that that this was a destiny moment. Great, that moment has come and gone, and it didn't feel like there was any connection into a myriad, you know, the tapestry, the threads, the weave, and the waft of all this amazing stuff that goes on, billions, trillions of things that all happen at the same time.
I know. Well, and there is so much that you only see a glimpse of it. Like,
I know.
You like really stand back and you start going, oh, and that, and that, and that, and you know, and all the little pieces. And
yeah, and then that's mind blowing, then, isn't it? Because then you get a sense of, this is just my soul contract, but then you've got how many billion people on the planet, and everybody's got a soul contract, plus the ancestral lineage, the ancestral soul contract, the future focused one. And you think, that how do you conceive of something so vast, something so incredibly intricate and interwoven? And probably maybe for our own sanity, we're only able to see a fraction of it in that moment.
I think so, right? I think so. I think we can only get little bits and pieces at a time. Yeah. Because I think if it's really all at you at once, it is like,
well, it'd be mind blowing.
I wouldn't even understand it, because it'd be like, wait, I don't know where that piece goes yet.
Yeah.
You know, so where it connects.
Yes. So it's got to unfold, and that would give us a sense of perhaps what we're doing. But what did you believe in before? I mean, how did you come across the concept?
I know, but like you said, like I can't even remember before. Yeah, you know, I really want to say, and I mean, you know, no offense to anybody that's into the religion. I totally love, you know, that part of it. But I really do feel like at that point I was in my church, and that's all I felt like was there for me. There was that and only that. You didn't question anything like that until you started to look outside of that and be like, wait, how are the connections made without stepping into that part and realizing that church is you. Like, you are the temple. So, and moving out from that. So I guess that would really be the only thing, like, before I had the connection. Yeah. Because even being in church, I always had all those thoughts of like, well, what if this? And, you know, what if that? And then like the story never really played out the way in my mind, I thought it should have been.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then going into hypnotherapy and working a lot with dreams, and in that world, the connections are even on a different level, how we all intertwine in this web. And it's a beautiful golden, it's like this golden web of just different connections. And yeah, and in contracts, we always think of it as so 3D, like we have a specific goal, a specific thing. But I think all that changes, and there's so many, again, there's so much energetic dance to it, that it's really how it unfolds within that dance is really more of what the contract is, rather than a set fold in a box envelope,
Yeah. Do you think you can fundamentally change your soul contract during an incarnation? And if we could, I wonder what would be the rationale behind that? Or are we so committed to it, that everything has been set up in order to achieve that degree of mastery in that particular life theme, or however we perceive a soul contract? And I wonder, have you come across anybody that's had a complete change of direction consciously?
Yeah.
During hypnosis or something, they've had a big
or just even in just life, as life moves on, it's like they've had one way of thinking and believing and being, and then it's not like they change completely. They're still who they are, but yet they look at the world a little differently and realize all the pieces that the pillars that they had set up, even in a soul level, that wasn't important now. It's like they've moved kind of beyond it.
On that. Yeah.
Right. So they kind of, whatever set up for the next, if there is a setup, but whatever's next is what is there. But, and kind of erasing and going back in through generations and history, and, because we do carry, our DNA carries all of our lineage from eons and eons.
Yeah.
And I really do feel like that is part of it too. So you have all these, looking back at all the stuff you're bringing with you. It's like, what is yours?
Yeah.
So.
Yes. So we're operating sort of in a on a parallel. It seems to me that we've got our individual soul contract, the thing that we came in to do for our ongoing soul growth and development. Mm-hmm. And linked into that, we've got some clearing of our own personal karma, stuff that we didn't get to resolve in previous lifetimes, that is just accumulating, and we just carry through and hopefully clear. Then we've got the more of so maybe the family unit, the soul family on earth, familial, and also through friends, colleagues, etc. So we've got the part that we're playing for their soul development and their journey.
Right. That karmic connection, that, all of that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So and then perhaps we are on the periphery of a wider group. So we maybe just are, dotting in, dotting out, almost that you would hardly recognize the part you played. Maybe you just had one conversation with one stranger in that moment, but that was a vital part for them to carry on. And then we've got this whole collective thing for humanity, for our nation, our continent, our global, planetary,
all the way down to just our house.
and then just that tiny little thing of just us. Yeah. And I think, bloody hell, God, no wonder we're tired. We're so busy because we're playing all of this out on so many levels all the time, wittingly and unwittingly. But what occurred to me as I asked that question, and you answered it in the same ways it occurred to me, as we become, to use the vernacular, more awakened, more, so we've gone into 4D, we now realize there is another reality from the 3D that we thought was the totality of everything. 4D, we become more alert and aware that actually, maybe that's not everything after all. And we get glimpses of something else, but we can't hang on to it because we're still, my internet, it just says my internet connection is unstable. How weird is that, Lori?
I can see you fine.
I know, I've never had that message, and here we are talking soul contracts, multi-dimensional, parallel universes, and my internet is now unstable. I feel like saying, well, join the family, love.
Right, there you go.
You're well at home here. So as we become more aware, so literally our awareness expands.
Yes.
We're capable of grasping higher concepts, of holding higher frequencies for longer. We start to develop or remember that whole philosophy, ranges of philosophies that lead us to multidimensionality, holographic universes, and you know, higher self, soul self, monadic group, and on and beyond.
Well, and then you start seeing the threads of like synchronicities, like,
yes,
you know, even, you know, thinking of somebody and running into them, or
yes.
you know, or they call, or
Yeah.
or just even, you know, and that's just a person point of view. But I mean, there's so, when you're more aware and you're really paying attention,
Really,
like it all overlaps.
Yeah.
And when you really start thinking about it, it does, like, it can drive you crazy, because you're just like, wait, that's like, is this fake? Is this like, am I on the right path? You know, that whole.
And it sort of comes thick and fast then, doesn't it? And then that's a bit overwhelming as well. Do you know?
Right, and I think that's what happens for me, because that'll happen, and I'll just be like, wait, I'm going to step back for a minute. I'm like, just kind of, I got to absorb everything, and then I'll jump back into it.
Yeah. I have days when I literally can't seem to find the ground as I walk.
Yeah.
So I'm walking along like a real clunky, really heavy footed, because I keep putting my foot down, but there's no ground there. And so it's going down, then I hit the ground, and I'm literally walking. People must look at me and think I've got two fake hips that haven't been operated on very well, because it's just so ungainly and clunky and heavy. And I think when I do a lot of this work, development work, I forget to ground sufficiently.
Yes,
and then
it's really important.
It's really important. I know I keep saying that, but it is. And then I go out and I'm walking the dog, and I'm thinking, oh, I haven't grounded, because I literally don't know where the ground is beneath my feet. And I do this strange sort of, you know, funky
and you
walk.
can ground yourself even doing the walk, you know, just be like, all right, got roots here.
That's it. But I have to consciously connect with it to find that ground beneath my feet, so I can walk normally and fluidly, you know, and just
Is that usually in the morning when you do this, or is that?
I think it depends when I'm most aware. It can happen at any time of the day.
Okay.
You know, because I mean, today I had business stuff this morning. Then I hoofed the dog around. We did first morning walk, and that was fine. And then I must have drifted off a bit on my frequency, because then I was very heavy-footed at lunchtime, really clunky. And it either because I hadn't done enough high-frequency stuff, maybe I'd just got, you know, just been dragged down a little bit into the lower frequency, so I felt heavy and a bit frazzled actually. And then I went out and walked, and it was really heavy and clunky, and I thought, oh, I need to elevate a little bit, I need to raise up, and at the same time connect with Gaia, which I think is a way of raising your vibration.
Or you're feeling really enlightened, and you know, and you're so big compared to like this vessel, you know. So it makes sense to me when people start running into things, and like, I'm like, you got to just bring it in, because I know that we are this big, but we got to remember that we're only in this vessel right now. So
yes. Often if I meet someone who's very good at seeing chakras and feeling chakras, they often start like that with me, and then sort of do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it works.
Wide open. Yeah.
Well, I remember in one of the workshops too, that we had to see where our energy field was, you know. So if you just close your eyes and see your bubble, you know, create a bubble and see where your energy field was. It was almost like you could see everybody's was just like overlapping each other, and like, all, you know, tapping into the energy of all that, and then bringing it in as, you know, as slowly, and then just seeing your bubble get closer around you, and bringing it in as much as you can feel it.
Yeah.
And then kind of just consciously open, you know, your eyes and just kind of look around and feeling the energy, that how different it feels when you bring your energy in compared to bringing, you know, and especially a room full of empaths. You know, it's like, and I feel like we all are empaths. I mean, we all do. It just how aware we are and paying attention to it. But mine, I felt like mine was like outside the room. It was just, you know, and bringing it in.
Yeah, I think I'm happier when mine is completely out there. Yeah, almost limitless. But I don't think it's very practical to have it like that on a day-to-day basis. And I think that's when also maybe I feel much more affected by other people's energy.
Yep.
When mine's wide open.
Way.
Yeah. And it's
and again, it kind of goes with that grounding. So if you ground yourself, you kind of just bring that in. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when I'm fascinated with your hypnosis, does everybody do people come to ask you to help them to find their soul purpose?
That's a big question.
Yeah.
That is a big question.
So when you start to sort of think wider than just the, getting up, going to work, earning the money, paying the bills, going to sleep, getting up, and then we feel drawn to something, driven almost to do something. We know we've got a set of skills, we know we've got challenges, and then it's trying to put them two together to see, well, how are we meant to be using them to best effect?
Well, and it's always what your heart wants you to do.
Yeah.
So it's whatever your heart, that's your purpose.
Really?
Instead of, that's what it is all about. So it's not always about money because, money's 3D. So, but what is your purpose? And everybody's like, well, how can I do that to make money? There's always look at it as, I always say, get the money aspect out of it. Look at it as energy transfer. What can you do to create your purpose in this world and create energy for you to survive? Because we all need that.
Yeah.
But it's so interesting though, because bringing in your higher self and asking what your purpose is, a lot of times it's like your higher self chuckles, like you know that, like it's just get out of your head. That's really what it's about.
That's the thing, because I remember feeling, communication is everything to me. I was an air traffic controller in the Air Force for 24 years, taught officer training, so it was all about communicating. Acupuncture was less about communicating verbally, but it was communicating energetically. So that was a leap for me. That was really developing out of my head, because I've been in a very technical sort of work, and then it was much more into feeling and energy, which was challenging. And I've always known that part of what I'm here to do is about communicating, but I couldn't quite pin it down to what was I meant to be communicating.
Because communication is such a vague...
Exactly. So my heart says you've just got to communicate, but it took a bit of work to try and nail what am I meant to be communicating, and that didn't come to my mind very quickly. That sort of has taken years to gestate and become clear as to what am I communicating and in what format and stuff.
Well, and if you think of communication, it's not always just you talking either. It's what you're listening to. It's that dance. It's that same
dance. Yeah. Do you know very precisely what your soul mission is, your contract?
Mine, I deal a lot with, and I do a lot with it in my dreams.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't consider myself a medium. People consider that, but it's really helping souls evolve or cross on. I always say graduate, but I feel like I'm doing it here with hypnosis in a way of they can do it in all realms. So it's helping souls evolve outside of the 3D illusion of emotion. Because a lot of people feel trapped, whether you're in a vessel or you're outside of a vessel. The energy, you get trapped in this 3D world. I feel like that's my mission is to help people move along from that without, standing into my own fear of, and that was big for me, is stepping into my own part of it. Again, stepping into the heart, stepping out of your own way.
Yeah.
But was it easy? No. It was not. I mean, I have had to go through my, trials and, all that just to get where I'm at now. And even when you think you have it figured out, there's always another piece. So there's always like one more piece. But I'm at this point now where I'm learning and I'm loving it. It's like I'm just eating it up.
Yes, eating it. That's it, isn't it? It's embracing it as an opportunity rather than seeing it as a threat.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a different mindset of it now.
Yeah.
But
yeah. but it wasn't easy. And no, I can identify with that, my love. It hasn't been. I hope for my next lifetime, although I'm absolutely convinced this is my last lifetime as a human.
Yeah.
And when I did my Hebrew numerological profile with Ariella Indigo on that online course, it said very clearly in my numbers, this is your last go. And I can't tell you how that occurred to me, where it became such a truth that this is my last.
Did you feel that before you had that reading?
Yeah. Oh, I've felt it for years. And I found myself saying, I found myself saying to people, say, oh, you'll be coming back as a caterpillar. And I said, well, I'm not coming back. And they go, oh, how do you know that? And so I just know. I can't tell you how I know it. I'm not coming back.
And there's a lot of people. So my teacher, Dolores Cannon, she would always talk about the waves of people coming in. Yeah. And maybe, you could be just one of those waves of coming in just to help raise the vibration. Yeah. And that's all you're here for. Yeah. You're not here to create karma. You're just here to evolve and elevate.
Evolve. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'd be nice if I could evolve in the process, but there we are.
Oh, well, I think you are more than you think. I mean, you can't be hard on yourself, because what is, I can. You're evolving. It's like, what container do we have to compare ourselves to?
That's true. That's true. Yes. There is no model, is there? There is no model to hold ourselves up to and compare and find ourselves wanting. No, none at all.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
Well, and I think that's part of it is all about finding the joy within that. And that's why, like, Jan, the way he talked about with the dolphins and stuff, was it's just all about finding the joy, and the joy is part of the enlightenment. Yeah. So it's, tapping into that and evolving from it.
Yeah. I had a great dolphin dream the other day.
Fun.
After 2 weeks of Jan, I'm really focusing back on the dolphins again. I had the most fabulous dolphin dream. It wasn't very deep, but they showed up. And it was just that complete burst of joy to get me back on track from becoming a little too heavy.
Yep.
So
we need that. I feel like there's always those signs that are there. Sometimes they're not as obvious as dolphins, but there's always those little things where you got to grab onto and feel like, yep, that's what's putting me back on track again.
Yeah. Just retune again.
Yeah.
So I have here my little starry friend, the Angels of Atlantis, Stuart Pearce.
I love that.
So we love him, don't we? We love these angels. So would you like to say stop at any stage?
I say stop.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Oh, 3D glasses. Metatron. Wisdom.
Ooh, I love me some Metatron.
I know. Can you see that?
Yes.
We've got the Sphinx.
Love it.
Got the Sphinx at the bottom.
Okay.
We've got the celestial heavens above in the ring of energy. And the Sphinx. Okay, let's have a look at Metatron. And of course, Metatron is the supernal teacher, according to Stuart Pearce. So, hang on. Oh, he's got 4 different ones in this pack. Wisdom. The Sphinx has always created within us the wonderment of enigma, for within its being lies the wisdom of the centuries, the knowledge of bygone civilizations. Therefore, your choice of this oracle brings you to the knowledge of your own divine wisdom. Through eons of time and the quest of many lives, you have wrought such beauty and knowing within your soul. Metatron wishes you to be still, to meditate on your own innate wisdom, and to act with the honor of an angel. Please chant Ha to feel these energies moving through your heart as the seat of the soul. Wow.
I like that. So Ha with an H?
H-A.
H-A, okay.
And you can Ha. And you just tone it so it resonates at the heart chakra. Yeah. Ha.
I love that.
You have, through eons of time and the quest of many lives, you have wrought such beauty and knowing within your soul. Metatron wishes you to be still, to meditate on your own innate wisdom, and to act with the honor of an angel. Oh, God.
If that's not like on point, I swear. Every time you pick a card, it's so on point.
I know.
That is so
Well,
great.
they just talk to us so much, don't they? There's,
Yes.
you know, just energy just wants us to know, whether it's angel energy, elemental, galactic, it doesn't matter. Gods and goddesses.
Yep, it doesn't.
They're just there, aren't they? They're always there, holding our hand, got our back. They've got our back. Oh, bless you, darling. So have you got anything? Have you got any cards or anything there? Is there anything you want to finish with?
I didn't because I ran in.
You ran in. Well, in that case, shall we have a little ka-ching to finish?
Let's do it.
Celebrating.
Hey, you know what? I do have my bowl too. So
Oh, lovely.
It's just my little one right here, my handy dandy. But
oh, that's lovely. Let's
I'll
have a
add
little bit of
to
that. Lovely. Let's start with yours. I can feel it. It's astonishing. I can feel it in my gut. Even
that's
though you're
great. That's awesome.
1,000 miles away, wherever you are.
I can on the other side of the world.
I know. Have you still got snow, by the way?
Oh my gosh! And we're getting more. I'm over it.
No, you're joking.
I'm gonna come to your place.
Well,
I'm over it.
We've had 2 days of spring with temperatures the hottest February winter's day, because February is still winter according to the Met Office. So we've had the hottest February on record with just over 20 degrees. So that's going to be about 70.
Yeah,
nuts.
That's crazy.
Nuts. I know. People are on the beach in shorts and building sandcastles.
Well, we're on the beach, but we're walking on ice and in snow pants.
I tell you, the world's going crazy. The only explanation is the Martians have clearly landed and just.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that. Welcome in.
Right?
Yeah. All right, my darling. So let's close with our little clearing energy. Fabulous. So wishing you the most as we sign off. I'm going back to 5D for the sign off. wishing everybody the most fabulous week. May the force be with you. Blessed be to all our soul sisters and brothers and fellow adventurers on this amazing soul's journey. God bless you, Lori, and all of our wonderful IGC-threes, and see you in a week.
You got it.
Got it. Blessed be. Bye, darling.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.